Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have a dual recap for you on this Good Friday morning here. That's right. We've got Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise. Let's start off with Golden Bachelor. Let's dive right into it. I take notes, read them back to you. No edits, no jump cuts, just me, you, and a couple people doing Zoom aerobics. You like that water aerobics? All right, nothing like a little liquid Zumba to start the morning at 5 a.m. These ladies are loving their time. Faith got the coveted one-on-one date on Golden Bachelor. Faith, you make my heart soar, he says. And I'm like, Gary, careful. That might need to be something you see with a cardiologist, right? You know, you can never be too certain about your heart health. Faith and Gary take a helicopter ride. That's always fun. They got all the budget here for a helicopter ride. Jesse Palmer says there's only going to be 3 hometown dates because it's an hour-long episode. Helicopter ride flies over Calabasas. The other women see them from the mansion pool. They wave graciously. And then, of course, Faith and Gary land on a yacht. Not bad. She goes, "We are not landing on that boat." And Gary's like, grandpa line of all time. He's like, "I'm not landing us on that boat." Oh, we just love Gary. Faith talks about growing up as a homeless teen and how she has dated emotionally unhealthy men. And hey, that's what we love about this show is it's never too late to find your person. It's never too late to find someone to end the back end of the life with, right? Faith talks group date. They go to the arcade. So we're going to fly through this because, it's just such a good show. It's like recapping Santa Claus. And what am I going to say about Santa Claus? We love Santa. Gary is our... Can Gary dress up as Santa Claus and just hug me? Can I sit on your lap, Gary? All right. Just want a present. That's all I need. And a dad. Group date at the arcade by the Santa Monica Pier. Teresa says it's been 52 years since she told a man she was falling in love with him. It's a great group date. Gary refuses to give out a rose on the group date. There he is, smooching Ellen. He says, "I'm not giving up a rose. I don't want to do it." And he's, we love Grumpy Gary. Leslie gets a rose at the rose ceremony. Teresa gets a rose. No rose for Susan, Sandra, or Ellen. So I know it's a quick way through the recap here, but let me know your thoughts on who he's going to pick or anything. I mean, it's just devastating. It's only going to get harder for Gary, and which will be the hardest part of this show is seeing the sort of emotional issues that he has with tearing people apart because Gary seems to want to elevate people, but you just can't choose everybody. Not on this show, at least. Gary says, "It's been so sweet, so nice knowing you," to Sandra. Very sweet. Gary may be the first to give Susan a kiss on the lips while he says bye. It was just a smooch. And then Gary asked Ellen to walk her out, and Gary calls it a sad and awful feeling. Next week is hometowns. Isn't that wild? All right, let's switch it up to Bachelor in Paradise recap. They start with a long rose ceremony. It's all who's coming, who's going, that type of deal. The rose ceremony. Sean's prepared to go home, says he lost his job because he came to Paradise to find love. No pressure, ladies. Sean is unemployed. What will he ever do with himself? Sam arrives at the beach. Let's go to Sam. Sam arrived. There she is right there from Bachelor in Paradise, Canada. Love a good international crossover. The whole "who are you" hits the crew, right? It's like the worst of high school clicks. Once everyone learned Sam was from Bachelor in Paradise, Canada, they're like, "Oh, cool, foreign exchange students, awesome. What do you do up there? Do you have internet? Do you ride moose to school? How does it work? Did you call Canadian bacon bacon? Like, what is it? You play hockey, eh?" Sean is anxious as he says he has prayed that Bachelor gods, quote, "send a female here tonight." So he just wants a living, breathing vagina. That's all Sean wants. He really just wants a rose, but whatever he'll do to get it. If Sean could get a rose from a man, he'd be, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter at this point. He's just like, I want to stay and not have to go back to LinkedIn and find a job. So he asked Sean on a date, or she asked him. Sam's 34, Sean's 26. Sam questioned if Sean's frontal cortex is together yet. He says he's mature for his age, and she says, "Who told you that? Your mom?" Like, let me tell you right now, Sam's not being fooled by a little bit of charm and a cowlick. Not on Sam's watch. You don't think these Canadian boys are trying to bed Sam? No, she's not accepting it on the beach, and we love Sam. Now we quickly realize why Sam was invited, because she's authentic and she's ready to share her mind. She's the jester. She's the cool, funny person that's there to kind of tell you what's going on. We love her. Rose ceremony. Kylie gives a rose to Avon, Rachel to Brayden, Jess to Blake, Olivia to John Henry, and Mercedes to Tyler. Sam gives her rose to Peter. So, of course, people were wondering, what's Sam going to do with her rose? And then we're going to go over it. Going home, Will and Sean. Sean now mentioned he has hemorrhoids. And so you should have said that at the beginning of the episode. We could have made a whole montage about you. All right, hoping some butt stuff might keep him around longer. But no, hemorrhoids on the beach and unemployed. That's a sore way to enter, Florida from your sunburn here. All right, Kat turns 27 in paradise. Oh, boy, let's get to the good stuff. We got Kat. Where is she? Let's find her. Kat turns 27 years young in paradise. There she is. Olivia arrives with a date card. Rachel Recchia takes Brayden on a date. They head off to desecrate Mexican culture. Make human piñatas. It was a fun date. Rachel says she feels comfortable with Brayden now that he has painted her crevices. All right, oil or a latex? Which is it? Is she allergic to latex? Never believe a man who's allergic to latex. Well, it just gives me a rash, pray for Brayden's, he's like, oh, we could use some sheepskin. Pray for Brayden's painted earrings. Okay, that's, he'll never get the paint out of those earrings, I'll tell you that much. Davia shows up. There it is, folks. Okay, let's go to her first entrance here. Davia shows up to the beach. They always do this midway through the season, bring in a new vixen to come in and ruffle the feathers. And they're like, who but Davia to ruffle the feathers? She's Southern. She's brunette. She's there to steal your man. Davia tells Jesse that his eyes look like the ocean. All right, Jesse's a married man. Careful. She's just coming swinging. She's like, all right, I'm not supposed to hit on you? All right, I'll just keep walking down. They're like, told me to end a marriage when I walk down the beach. It's like, okay, we're only halfway there. Keep walking there, Davia. Davia arrives and Kat looks disturbed. Probably just bad editing. Olivia calls her a gorgeous and flawless human being, but in the nicest way possible. And then Davia pulls Tanner on Kat's birthday. What are the odds? How could she? Tanner says Davia is beautiful, and then they are vibing. Davia asks Tanner on their date. Kat says happy birthday to herself. It's like, not everything's about you, Kat, which we're about to find out. Kat is mad that Tanner agreed to go without having a convo with her beforehand, even though he did pull her aside after agreeing on the date. And then Kat says, what the frick? And then we had a screen grab somewhere. Someone said, Kat, did you or did you not say yes to Tanner without talking to Brayden first? So obviously, as the beach goes, hypocritical natures became fun things to look at. Olivia says the plot thickens, and that's why we love Olivia. Do you guys even remember this? She's so good with her lines. She goes, the plot thickens. She speaks for us all. Olivia is a beautiful beachgoer who's also a narrator of this amazing season for us. The whole staff from the kitchen and everyone sings happy birthday to Kat, right? They come down, they sing happy birthday to Kat, which of course was producers trying to say, rub it in, really, you know what I mean? Make her look stupid. That's what they're trying to do. The whole staff from the kitchen, so they're all there singing, she's crying. Aaron says, Kat played Brayden the same way, just a taste of your own medicine. Look, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, but when it happens on Paradise, it's kind of fun. Brayden and Rachel return with candy, life-size piñatas. Brayden says, as sick as it sounds, it was good to find out that Davia stole Tanner on a date from Kat. Yeah, that's one of those things. It's like, is it a victimless crime? No. I mean, Kat's sad, but she did get a taste of her own medicine, a vaccine, if you will. She got the old, I didn't, consult with my partner before cheating on them dose of the vaccine. Is that Pfizer or who? Moderna? Meanwhile, Davia and Tanner are sucking face. I don't know how else to put it. They are just melting lips into each other. Kat takes a stick to the piñata. Stay clear, cast and crew. Scorned is a woman who hits a piñata after losing her man. Someone take the stick away from Kat. She's not living with no dang bugs for no dang reason. And just when I think the episode is supposed to be over, because I'm like, all right, that feels like the episode's over. It's like halfway done. They do a truth or dare. Peter kisses Kylie. She looks like she's kissing her own grandmother. In fact, I feel like if Kylie had to kiss Gary, the Golden Bachelor, she would have included more lip than she gave to Peter. If that was a flight, because Peter's a pilot, it is like abort mission and, get your parachutes out because that did not go well. Mercedes says she would make out with John Henry on the daybed. Then they do just that. So it appears as though this whole truth or dare is just a chance for everyone to try to hook up with John Henry. Brayden dares Kat to do a body shot. She chooses John Henry. Olivia is dared to suck on someone's finger, and then John Henry gets a good old finger suck. And it's like, she went down to the knuckles, too. She was really, it's like, wait, get the wrist out of his mouth there, do you, Olivia? Jess is asked if Blake is her number one, and she stutters. And this is where it gets a little bit confusing here. So she stutters when asked if Blake is her number one. And everyone's like, yikes. She's like, well, he's the only one here I have a connection with. Blake is confused, poor bugger. Olivia and John Henry get a smooch session in the hot tub, pretty spicy. Blake speaks with Rachel Recchia about Jess and says there's something she isn't telling him. Jess cries and says she hasn't done anything for herself. Blake says he needs to give her space to sort things out. Now, here's the deal. We love Jess, right? But there's clearly something going on. She is probably sort of into Blake, but also hasn't really gotten her chance to enjoy single life, it feels like. That's what I'm getting out of it. She's like, everyone else is having fun. And it's like, well, when Blake came down the beach, he was the hot commodity and you wanted him. You were like, I'm starstruck. He's a celebrity, whatever. And now that you've got him, you kind of want something else. Chances are that says more about you than him in this moment. I don't think Blake's doing anything wrong. I just think you met in a situation where girls just want to have fun. I said, girls, they just don't want Blake anymore. And that's kind of sad for Blake. Make Blake Bachelor. Make Blake Bachelor. So anyway, she says she wants to explore other opportunities. And it's like, go for it, Jess. I'm just letting you know. Once you explore those opportunities, let me tell you something. You're going to wish you had the old Canadian stallion over here, Blake. We're a Blake Moynes fan club, if you ask me. All right, well, that's it. That's your concise recap for Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise. If you enjoy this, please leave some bread in the tip jar. I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. And every afternoon, you can get to the podcast. It's never had more downloads. I'm telling you, this afternoon's going to be epic. And boy, do you guys want to see something special? Do you want to see something special? Hold on. I'm pulling it up, folks. I'm pulling it up for you. Maybe I'm not. I've got right here. I'm showing it to you right now, folks. I've got right here the episode. Hold on. It's not letting me come over there. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to be able to show it to you. My graphics aren't working. But I've got an hour-long episode for you tomorrow with Clayton Echard. That's right. He did Driving with Dave. It's going to be on the Dave Neal Show tomorrow. You're going to love it. Trust me. And we'll have more content coming to you right after this.